Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Manchester. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you from the Derryfield School, getting set for undefeated Portsmouth to take on undefeated Derryfield. A clash of two Division II Titans here on a Saturday night in the Queen City. We welcome you inside our broadcast. It's the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. This game has been circled for weeks now. Derryfield, we know, really the class of the division. 3 straight championships, unbeaten through 8 games coming in here this afternoon. Not a lot of surprise in the minds of many that the Cougars are where they are, but Portsmouth, led by a strong junior class under head coach Chad Vischer, have really grabbed attention in a lot of ways. They are also 8-0 coming in. I mentioned that junior class, Roger. The roster loaded with upperclassmen with experience. They're playing well. They're winning games. And now face their toughest task yet on the road at defending champion Derryfield.
Yeah, you mentioned the class. Portsmouth is probably the first team we've seen all year that actually has a strong junior class, whereas Derryfield has 1 junior on their roster. So it'll be very interesting to see where Portsmouth ends up or looks like next year with that class. Tale of 2 teams. Although they're both 8-0, Derryfield has been extremely strong against the stronger D2 teams like Hanover, for example, that they beat up on this past week, winning both games, and having difficulty against Oyster River, for example. And we did the Oyster River game the other day, but that was a 4-3 win for Derryfield. And I'm looking at the dates on those games, and I'm wondering if Derryfield was missing players that week. That was a vacation week in most of New Hampshire, I believe, and perhaps that's a reason. But Derryfield's been playing strong all year. They've beaten the Goffstowns. They've beaten the Hanovers. They had a 1-goal game against Merrimack, a Division I team. Considered to be not one of the strongest teams in Division I. But I remember watching the tweets with you during that game and thinking, what's going on over at Merrimack? Portsmouth, like you said, 8-0, very strong team. But they've been playing the Spaldings and the Timberlanes and Oyster River. Their strongest outing was probably against Wyndham, and we saw Wyndham. Wyndham can be a very, very strong team as well. So this is going to be a true test of Titans and teams that are at the top of Division II. Overcast night, a little cool. Overall, though, a crisp, clean air for these players to get up and down the field. We've got a growing crowd. It looks like some members of the Derryfield girls team are here to cheer on the boys. There's visiting parents who have made the trip from the Seacoast. So all in all, Roger, despite the COVID-19 situation, still a strong turnout here in North Manchester for a big game. Yeah, on a day like today, I'm looking forward to the time that we can stop talking about COVID and, in our opening comments, say how cold it is. Yeah, we've been outside doing a lot of these games without a lot of cover, and this is, at least the wind's not blowing, and it's right. 30-degree wind chill factor. But beautiful just the same. Yeah. Great venue here at Derryfield, North Manchester. A lot of excitement here. Yeah, one of the better venues, frankly, in my opinion. And, of course, Chris Hetler, the head coach of Derryfield, also the athletic director here at the Derryfield School, so he likes to roll out the carpet. We appreciate that for sure. Yeah, he's earned his spot as the athletic director with the time that he has been here and brought this program and the other sports in the program. He's been a ski coach here. I didn't know that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he has been the coach of the Alpine team in the past. I'm not sure if that remains, but he's put his time in and of course started as a science teacher and now has the full-time position as athletic director. Of course, friend of our Sunday show, which, reminder, comes your way tomorrow. That's the FNL NH Lacrosse show. 9 a.m. We'll have a full recap of this one. Busy week for us here at Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Doubleheader last Saturday. We were out in Exeter on Monday. Back on Thursday, we checked out
another big Division II matchup up in Durham. Tonight we're here in Manchester. Tomorrow we recap everything, exclusive interviews, and NCAA tournament picture for you as well. We'll touch on the girls' side as well with Jim Maxwell of Hollis Brookline. So a jam-packed show tomorrow, 9 a.m. It's the FNL NH Lacrosse show. And then we're right back on the road again Tuesday down in the Gate City for Bedford and BG. That's a girls-boys doubleheader again on Tuesday. Get your afternoon started right with a 3 o'clock game on the girls' side. The boys will follow at 7. It's all presented, of course, by Beals Insurance Agency. All right, we will step aside. When we come back, we'll get Roger's keys to the game, and then it's game time. Something's got to give. 2 unbeatens here meeting in Manchester for the first time. We'll be right back. You're watching the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today. Just about set for the opening face-off here in Manchester. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. Portsmouth and Derryfield both seeking their 9th victory of the season. The winner will stay unbeaten. The loser tonight will suffer their first defeat of the season. Roger, keys both ways here for both the Clippers and the Cougars.
Yeah, we'll make this quick. Portsmouth has to stop Chaz Dean and Ryan Etzo, plain and simple. They also need to stop Mr. Carpentier at the face-off circle. He is just a tremendous talent. Portsmouth, they need to get hot with Dom Maldari on midfield and Dylan Roloffs at attack. Plain and simple. They need to get off to a fast start.
So those are some of the names to watch in general tonight. Both teams loaded with players on the All-State watch list, including the names you just heard there. On the sidelines, as we mentioned, Chris Hetler. Multiple championships during his time at Derryfield. He's got those bright red and white checkerboard pants that have become a trademark in the lacrosse world. And his counterpart tonight, as we mentioned, Portsmouth's Chad Vischer, who has done really a good job on the job so far, as evidenced by the 8-0 record.
Yeah, I hadn't realized how long he had been at Portsmouth High School until I started researching a little bit. I don't recall him being there when we were Bedford was in Division II, but he's done a great job.
All right, opening face-off. Carpentier in white for the home team Cougars. And he sees his team win the opening face-off as it's scooped up by Ryan Etzo, and we are underway here in Manchester. Overcast skies, sun starting to set a little bit. Lights are on here, turf field, and a good crowd. We mentioned some of the Derryfield girls. It's actually the Portsmouth girls team that is located sitting down just in front of us, trying to give the road team a little bit of support. Opening possession. Portsmouth opening up defensively in a man-to-man. Here is Chaz Dean, the senior, on his way to Lake Forest. Step to his right. The shot handled without a problem in net by Portsmouth. Save made by Skylar Michaelietis, one of these talented juniors. Against the ride, press over the head of the intended target. Ground ball scooped up, and Derryfield has their first turnover.
So Snyder starting in goal for the Cougars. We saw him at Souhegan in the Souhegan game, and we'll wonder to see who the second half goalie is if he doesn't.
Schneider was pulled at halftime.
He was.
In that game we did. That was back during the opening week of the season back in mid-April. All right, patience shown here by the Cougars. After producing a shot relatively early in that first possession.
Yeah, Michaelides, he saw that all the way, though.
One-on-one again, Etzo. This time going to go to his left. Then on a check by Dom Malderi. Spun around the horn, back up. Shot fake, goes low, kick save. Michaelietis says no dice. Ground ball immediately scooped up, and Portsmouth, a quick clear. Now going to settle down on the attack for the first time here with 2 minutes gone by in this opening quarter.
Really good save. His right leg is stinging a little bit right now. He got his foot out there just in time.
Yeah, that shot from Chaz Dean had some speed to it. But 2 early saves for the junior goaltender, Michaelitis. All right. Derryfield defensively here. A little bit of communication. Portsmouth going to check the perimeter. Touch from Mike Durkin, listed as both a midfielder and an attackman. Durkin, bouncing shot, scooped away by Schneider without a problem, about a foot outside of that far post, and now the goaltender going to walk a few yards. He's still got it, looking for options, sees a man, throws a long pass down the near sideline. Taken by Will Mancini, and there's your clear for the Cougars.
Well done, well done. Good call there by the long pole.
All right, spin move, far side. Back out. It's Carpentier, the face-off man. You can hear Coach Hetler raising his arm over his head, yelling two-man here. Wants a two-man game. This is Quinn Silvio, sophomore. Going to split defenders. Comes left side. Had a check. Able to recover, though, off the one hop. Still active far side. Got an older brother who came through the program. Out at RIT now. This one outside. Pass off target, rolling slowly towards midfield. Battling far sideline.
Nice.
Long pole in the fold for Andrew Wold, senior defenseman. Ultimately, Portsmouth had it for a moment, and that's poked loose. Ground ball, midfield, Carpentier. Quick footwork there, able to change direction. Pass in the middle. Challenge. Dean leaning over with his stick. It's loose again. Carpentier back in the mix. This one pops high in the air. Loose again. Now it won't settle down. Another clean stab attempt far side. Gone wrong. Portsmouth ultimately with it. Pass comes middle of the field. Dylan Rolfs left side. Tried to hook up with Mike O'Neill. O'Neill couldn't get it. O'Neill able to recover in the corner for Portsmouth. Able to save the possession. They'll pull it back out.
Yeah, settle this down here. Get a good run. Test the goalie here. That was a Donnybrook there in the midfield there for a while until Fitzpatrick came up with that ground ball. But get your numbers set.
Nearly 5 minutes gone by. First quarter, Portsmouth hoping to break this scoreless tie on just their third trip. This is Nick Smith.
Good slide.
Shot, low. Schneider makes the stop from his knees and then ultimately comes up with a loose ball for Derryfield.
Good save. Good shot, too.
Senior goaltender headed to Maryville. Not afraid to come way out in front of the cage.
Good.
Looks for a cutter, hits him in stride. Pass knocked down. Loose. Silvio to it for Derryfield.
Great look from Schneider on that clearing pass, Nick.
Yeah, it was on the money. Meanwhile, Dean given room initially. The defender now coming to close out. It's Baden Paterson.
Watch Dean to take it here because this is the first time he's had a short stick on him. He's normally got Brown on him. Number 6.
Slide comes over. They'll work it. Far side around the perimeter. Up top. Etzo. Spin. Shot. Bouncer over the cage. Out of play. Quick restart for Derryfield. Behind the net.
Oh, good check late.
Yeah, and comes out.
Over and back.
Yep, over and back's going to give this to the Clippers. No hesitation. Keegan Myers, the junior.
Oh, bad pass.
Yeah, a little behind the target, Houston Heidinger. Heidinger, though, is able to track it down in the corner. Portsmouth able to pull it back out. This is Mulderry. Just past the midway point, first quarter. Both attacks still trying to iron out the kinks here, Roger.
Yeah, this is not what I expected. I thought that these two high-powered offenses would come out flying here, but guys like Fitzpatrick, who just made that nice late check, good ground ball over there on the far side. Defense is just shining right now.
Defense forces another errant pass, however. Rolf's able to get to it.
Again, Derryfield midfielders are going both ways tonight. See Chaz Dean and Etzo out there.
Off the screen, Durkin
nice
to
look.
His left. Shot and score.
Nice look.
That was Durkin from about 12 or so yards out, able to beat Schneider upstairs. Excellent placement. Defense was in a good spot. The defender right there, but he goes over the shoulder of the senior goaltender and puts Portsmouth up 1-0 after a lengthy possession.
Yeah, he beat his defender to the left side, and the late slide by Derryfield opened up a seam for him, and he took advantage of that. That was a really smart play by Mike Durkin.
1-0 Portsmouth. Derryfield responds with their second win in 2 tries at the face-off X. And now look for the equalizer here, trying to get the home team on the board. Growing crowd here in Manchester, one of the bigger crowds we've seen all season, which is good to see and expected, frankly, when you have 2 unbeaten teams meeting past the midway point in the regular season. This is Dean. Wants to go one-on-one. The defender Myers staying right with him, forcing him ultimately to give it up.
Watch the pick.
Etzo, left side, defender switch, pass taken in the middle. The bouncing shot won't quite get there, and ultimately it's Michaelitis who comes up with it. A quick outlet, taken overhead. Owen Ingwerson, then a little off target on the pass. Now Silvio racing left to right for Derryfield, going to fire on the run.
And Portsmouth.
Shot a little wide. Portsmouth able to get the inside track there and come up with the possession after the miss.
Yeah.
Inside of 4 minutes first quarter. 1-0 Clippers.
Yeah, Clippers got back on defense very quickly after that miss pass. Good job.
Meanwhile, this is Mulderry making 2 men miss. Comes up the near sideline on the clear and turns things over to Zach Amend. One of the few freshmen getting time here at the varsity level for Coach Vischer.
Yeah, I like what Portsmouth's doing right now. Just settling in here. See if they run a play here now. Yeah, they are. They're going to run it.
Near side, back up top. Amend. Brief touch for Paterson. Back to Amend. Right side. Going to bring Dean on the wing. Dean right on his hip. Circle along the back side now as we head towards 3 minutes to go first quarter. Clippers have shown patience.
Oh, nicely done.
Little swim move near side. The slide comes. Nobody open in the middle. Portsmouth goes back up top. Durkin. 2 men. Survives a hit. And now a flag is thrown. Game's first penalty. It's going to come against the Cougars. Play continues. Durkin. Far side, Heidinger behind the cage now for O'Neill. Left side, tough angle shot. Schneider got a piece. Still loose, though, and play continues. Heads up play by Rolfs to get to it for Portsmouth. Durkin wants to draw Etzo out. This is a good matchup to watch as well. Durkin still with it. Near side. Pass far side. Amend. Brings out the long stick defender, Will Mancini. Makes Mancini stumble. Shot.
Oh, nice play.
Kept in play after the miss. And ultimately it's Derryfield Schneider who comes up with it to bring the whistle. And now the penalty will be assessed here. With inside of 2 minutes remaining, first quarter, Clippers enjoying an early 1-0 lead. And now an EMO on the way, trying to double things up here.
I really liked what Portsmouth did in that last series there. Flag down. They didn't panic. They slowed the pace down, found their opportunities to get a double dip here, and they didn't throw the ball away. We don't see a lot of that.
It's a full minute. EMO here for Portsmouth. Again, first penalty either way. Great chance for the team, the road team, to come out and score their second. Derryfield communicating. Backdoor feed is tipped. Goes out of play. Will stay at this end. By the way, man in the box for Derryfield, that's Tyler Lautieri, sophomore defenseman.
For as good as their offensive sets were in that prior series, there's not a lot of movement on their EMO.
No, and the EMO half over, too. Pass dropped, weak side wing. Ground ball, now out in front of the net. Dangerously close to the cage, but Schneider, cool under fire there, able to take it off the bounce. Down to 15 seconds now. And we've seen this already a few times in this first quarter. The goaltender coming nearly now to midfield. In fact, going to cross midfield, and now timeout comes from Coach Hetler on the Derryfield sidelines with exactly 1 minute remaining here in this first quarter. Portsmouth will enjoy their EMO for just another 6 seconds.
Yeah, it was kind of strange to see them standing around in a 3-3 on that EMO. The series before, I went, oh, good. You know, what I saw there was what we haven't been seeing a lot of is that started off in a 1-3-2. They started to run a play. The midfielder decided to go on an invert and go back to X, and immediately they were in a 1-4-1. But when he's behind the two inside offensive players on the crease, everybody pulled high. And that's what we didn't. I made that comment the other day when we did the Oyster River game, is that if you're going to be bringing the ball in from behind the goal, you need to pull the slide defenders up high, and that's what Portsmouth did. And that's just my coaching head getting in the way of my broadcasting.
Well, it's about spacing.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, a lot of different sports, but
Yep, but they did that perfectly.
If there are two head coaches that can spot that kind of a problem, so to speak, it's Coach Vischer or Coach Hetler. So
indeed,
an early timeout, first charge against Derryfield, first timeout taken either way. Again, it comes with 1 minute to go in this first quarter. 1-0 Clippers. Right now, Mike Durkin, the only man to score for Portsmouth. Came at the 5-minute mark. Out of the timeout, Mancini crosses the line. Long pole, going to spin, looking to draw a second defender. Gets rid of it now on the wing.
Now they got Brown back on Dean. I think this is the matchup that Portsmouth would rather see. Body sizer.
Yeah, that's Max Brown, you mentioned, number 6.
Yeah.
In Portsmouth maroon. Long stick junior. Yeah, far corner. Down to 25 seconds here, Derryfield. Hoping for a last-second equalizer here. Hoping to tie the game at 1. It's Dean on the run. There it is. Shot and score. Able to sneak it just inside that far post. Went low. And the game is tied at 1 apiece. There's Dean.
Yeah, for as good a LSM as Brown is there, he got beat badly from the top. He did not get a good body check on Chaz, and Chaz is just someone that once he gets the freight train going, there's no stopping him, and he just broke broke free.
Dean, the senior, headed to Lake Forest. Puts Derryfield on the board with 14 seconds to go in this opening period. The face-off won by Carpentier. Still enough time for the Cougars maybe to get another shot. Down to 10 seconds, inside of 10, down to 5 now. Double team far sideline, far corner.
Oh, nice
There's
cut.
the cutter. Silvio couldn't quite reel it in, and that will do it for the first quarter. 1-1. Our score after one. Two unbeatens feeling each other out here in the early going in Manchester. We're right back to the Derryfield School in a moment. You are watching the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Oh, man. Chilton Cabot. Chilton Cabot wearing a new jersey. As we come back here to Manchester, Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you from Derryfield. Yeah, we're trying to figure out off air there who number 22 in white was for Derryfield. It's not listed on our roster. It is Chilton Cabot, who gets a surprise start here on the wing. Didn't factor into the scoring. Yeah, just a freshman. That's why he wasn't on the roster. Again, a 1-1 game. Mike Durkin put Portsmouth out in front initially. About 5 minutes to go in that first quarter. Final 14 seconds. Derryfield's Chaz Dean tied the game at 1, and that's where we are. Both teams 8-0. Hoping to stay unbeaten. Yeah. After this one. Meanwhile, a hold on the faceoff. Going to give this to Portsmouth. It's their first win of the night so far after they lost the first 3 faceoffs of the game. Yeah, without that hold, he still would have had that. That would have been a clean break, but he did hold. Durkin, who scored on a great shot. Going to get rid of it here. Touch far side. Zach Amend. Picked up well by Dean. Trying to get something going, a little bump and run here, far side. There's a good step. Durkin on the run, going to fire and score. Well, the goaltender, Jackson Schneider, kind of at Durkin's mercy towards the end of that one. Here's the move to shake the defender. And then there's no second slide, Roger. He takes care of business low. Yeah, no initial slide there by number 40, but I was just about to say that the Cougars had put out Colby Muse on defensive midfield there, and Colby just comes off the bench a little cold and gets beaten by number 8. Yeah, Durkin's second. He's looked good so far. Showed the good move there to his left on that one. Another face-off win for Derryfield. They've won 4 of the 5. Coach Hetler's group again find themselves trailing. Yeah, Carpentier, he just keeps motoring, doesn't he, Nick? You know, he doesn't look as big and bulky as some of the other Fogos we see out there. Doesn't even look as big as Murphy, but he certainly can dominate. Very quick. He's been able to get it and go, too, which we know can be a factor in transition. Yeah, that's true. That's so back out, Dean, with his head coach yelling something over his right shoulder. Going to come back to the middle. Silvio now. Trying to get past Brown to the left. Fires a quick shot. The goaltender, Michaelitis, gets a piece of it. Ground ball taken by Ryan Patton. Patton going to win the foot race along the near side for Portsmouth. Clippers clear. Settle in here with just about 2 minutes gone by. Second quarter. Portsmouth with a 2-1 lead. Looking for their first 2-goal lead of the game.
Now Coach Vischer going to command things from the Portsmouth sideline. Mancini, or Mulderry, excuse me, comes near side. This is Heidinger. Behind the head, O'Neill. Works it far side. Again, Portsmouth very methodical, patient. We saw in that first quarter, Roger. Seeing it here on the first lengthy trip of this second quarter.
Yes, and I like the strategy. Well, you want to keep Derryfield from fast breaking. They're very good in transition. Methodical, slow movement of your offense with purpose, but this is what's going to work well for Portsmouth.
Amend. Trying to shake Silvio from behind the cage. Comes near side. Looking for somebody maybe to creep through.
Nice turn.
Instead, going to turn and fire. That shot went off the shoulder, I think, of Silvio. And then Schneider from the cage wins a foot race to the corner to secure it for Derryfield. 3 minutes gone, second quarter. Cougars facing the ride. They trail 2-1. Outlet taken by Etzo, no problem. And across midfield, his father standing and watching, hanging over the railing here just down in front of us here on the near sideline.
And Mama.
And Mama, yeah. Everybody got a good front row seat down there. Meanwhile, double team. Portsmouth want to make sure Etzo gets rid of it. He will. They'll swing it around far side.
Good gate. Good defense there.
Defensive stop, yep. Big-bodied Peter Wool. Again, one of these many juniors, many talented juniors on the roster for Portsmouth.
I mean, Portsmouth's defense is big. They got some big guys out there.
Yeah. A lot of length.
Yeah.
Chaz Dean
like
catching fire. He scored the lone Derryfield goal at the tail end of that first quarter. About a foot high on that shot, though. It'll stay. Down here with the Cougars, nearly 4 minutes already gone by, second quarter.
Max Brown is going to learn that he can't give Mr. Dean that kind of room. That was almost a quick stick step-down shot by Jazz. And Brown just gave him a little bit too much room there.
It's one of the key matchups to watch,
so
as you highlighted.
We got a penalty here, and Derryfield's on an EMO. Did not see the call.
I didn't see it either.
No, did not.
The man in the box for Portsmouth is Danny Botrill, one of the senior midfielders. Only a 30-second penalty, which is already down to 10 seconds. Little two-man game here on the near pole. Up top, swung, far side, Etzo, Carpentier, down to 2 seconds, and that'll do it. Back to even strength.
Wow.
Portsmouth Mulderry hustling to get back on defense. Pass across the box. There it is. That's your man, Roger.
Yep.
The freshman. Beautiful pass and then finish on the far side.
Assist to Dean on that, and just as the EMO was over and Portsmouth gets their sixth defender back in there, they find a little backdoor seam there between Chaz and 22, and that was a nice play, really was.
Game tied yet again.
So you
2-2. So Chilton Cabot, forgotten about, at least momentarily, there on the weak side. And, again, a highlight-type pass there across the defense.
Yeah.
And we're tied again at 2. Meanwhile, Portsmouth for a moment appeared like they had a grip on that ground ball, and ultimately it's Durkin who does indeed get to it.
You know, that's one of those goals that you want to count as an EMO, for the other side because, they didn't quite have their defense set, but
right. Meanwhile, good shot. Bouncer going to go high. Good move to set up the shot there by Portsmouth, Zach Amend.
Oh, nice.
Back in near side. Shot from Heidinger, jammed up. Schneider from behind the cage, able to scoop. Being harassed by Heidinger.
Good
long
pass.
Outlet again. We've seen that a few times. Taken in by Lutieri. Lutieri closed out by Mulderry. That forces his pass over the head of his teammate Shabbat, out of bounds, turned over back to Portsmouth.
Yeah, nice pass from Snyder. You know what I like about goalies, and they can make those kinds of passes.
Yeah, really a key part of the clear process for sure.
Yeah, it starts with decision-making, and then it starts with the skill of being able to do that and not loft it.
Meanwhile, Mulderry showing off his foot skills there, slicing through the middle of that ride, and now Portsmouth again a chance to slow things down as we head towards the midway point, second quarter. 2-2. Portsmouth struck first. Mike Durkin, about 5 minutes to go in that first quarter. Chaz Dean in the closing seconds of the frame tied it at 1 for Derryfield. First 30 seconds or so of the second quarter, Durkin gets his second. And a moment ago, Chilton Cabot scored for Derryfield to tie things at 2, and that is where we are as we move inside of 6 minutes to go until halftime. Amend, behind the net, O'Neill. The long pole Mancini steering him to the far side. Then a low pass taken in by Nick Smith on the far wing. Draws a second slide, comes back up top. The danger is Durkin going to swing it near side. Amend.
Oh, nice.
Makes a man miss.
That's a hold.
Etzo is going to get called for the penalty. Well, he almost, or he did get inside of Etzo, then changed up his speed, got tangled up with the defender. That one poked loose, which is going to draw the whistle here with 5:17 to go, second quarter. Another Portsmouth extra man opportunity on the way.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, he made a nice dodge and kind of circled around, and Ryan, trying to get his stick back in front of his body, kind of hooked him, and he's going to get called for a hold here.
So the 32nd EMO. Going to put Derry shorthanded on the defensive end here. Cougar defense talking amongst themselves. Durkin up top, little jab step. Far side, Mulderry swings it near side. Trying to probe up high. Oh, good job with that one-armed overhead catch. Durkin steps into a shot wide to the left. Good hustle by Schneider. Couldn't quite get there, though. It'll stay here with Portsmouth. 10 seconds to go on the EMO. Swung. Durkin trying to prod that defense. Comes back near side for Smith. Smith gets inside of the defender. Backhand scooper, though. Ends up wide. Slow roller out of play. It'll stay with Portsmouth. We are back to even strength inside of 5 minutes here, second quarter.
Yeah, that EMO was just a little bit too slow. I don't mind Portsmouth slowing things down, but
shot.
Nice save.
Score.
Oh, score.
Yep.
That's a score.
That's Dom Mulderry, the junior, able to slip inside the defender. And then the low placement on the shot, crafty enough to beat Schneider. There he is, Roger, in the face of a third defender, able to score it low and put Portsmouth back in front.
Yeah, Mulderry needs to get hot. He needs to be the one that can take over an offense quickly here. Good to see him get in there. Good defense, actually, by Derryfield. He had a great check on his hands as he was breaking through there, and the first slide came in, but he broke through both of them and got his hands extended.
Face-off win for the Cougars. Smith survives a hit, gets rid of it. Heidinger going to backtrack to the corner. Portsmouth, they've won 2 in a row at the X. Roger, they've held their own after surrendering the first 3 to begin the game. Meanwhile, another flag flies. It comes on the pass.
It's going to be interference, I think, on that. So
Botrill took a spill. And we saw this back in the first quarter, Roger. The flag flies. Portsmouth business as usual.
Yeah. This is where you do want to slow it down. You want to be methodical here. Nice look.
O'Neill up top, spinning. Kind of a wild shot by Botrill. Bounces out of play, and we'll assess the penalty here with 3:48 to go now in this first half. Again, Derryfield, they trail 3-2, about to go on the wrong end of this EMO.
Yeah, that's going to be interference, and rightfully so, even if it was unintentional there.
That's the second penalty against Derryfield senior Ryan Etzo.
I don't think he saw when he was coming into the defensive zone the other player. And he planted his feet, and the other player just tumbled over the top of him. But
even though that other player, Botrill, has about 5 inches.
Nice look.
Shot and score. Heidinger One of the Clipper senior attackmen fired up after that one. Roger, a little defensive miscommunication, it seemed. Defender left him open. Heidinger settles in on that near corner. And now 4-2 is the Portsmouth lead.
Yeah, you know, in that prior EMO, I was watching the inside of Derry's box, and there was a little bit of confusion between number 40, I'm not sure what his name is, and Wald. Wald got caught short here again, trying to cover up or staying in close to the crease, and Heidinger he picks a corner. That's just a great shot.
Houston Heidinger. Clippers lead by 2 for the first time. Meanwhile, Derryfield responds with their 5th face-off win. And as we head towards 3 minutes, Cougars trying to slice this Clipper lead in half. Around the horn it goes, near side, on the move. Pass, gets away from Dean, rolls towards midfield.
Good play.
Tipped back into the stick of Dean by his teammate.
That is not over and back.
It's Lottieri, made a good heads-up play, as you mentioned. Silvio, full streak here, near side. A little bit of a hit that's going to fire up the Portsmouth sideline. Chilton up top. Etzo, step to his right, moving left now. Looked like he was gearing up for a shot. Instead, the pass taken far side. Backdoor, good cut. Better stop, though, by the goaltender. Is going to scoop it up himself. Behind the cage, whips a wild outlet pass, though, that goes out of play at midfield. And right back over to Derryfield.
What a nice pass across the crease there to Gersh. That was sneaky.
Yeah, Cole Gersh, doing a good job pulling it in, but again, a better stop by Michaelitis. Keeps Derryfield off the board there. Coming up, 2 minutes to go until halftime. Coming up at half, a recap of this one. Already a lot of finals statewide. We'll get to the out-of-town scoreboard, a second-half preview as well.
Nice look.
All coming up. Meanwhile, shot and score. It's Etzo. Well, Portsmouth has been paying particular attention to the senior headed to Nazareth, but didn't matter this time. Shows the speed there, left side, and then a beautiful bouncer to beat Michaelitis.
And there's nothing more than I like as a coach is seeing a right-handed player score a goal left-handed and come off that defender with just that little extra step that Etzo can put it into gear, and great placement of the shot as well.
Etzo's been excellent this season for Derryfield. We've called his name on prior broadcasts. Came up with a game winner in the opening weeks of the season. He's been one of their steadying hands on offense. Smith. He comes up with a third Derryfield goal. Meanwhile, Portsmouth, they come up with their 4th face-off win. And now we get a timeout coming from Coach Vischer on the Clippers sideline. It'll freeze things with 1:50 to go. First half, a 1-goal game. Portsmouth out in front of Derryfield 4-3.
Yeah, I can see the frustration just as that timeout was called on Carpentier's face, and just kind of put his hands and his stick up around his head, and I think Smith is figuring out a few things about Kyle, and that's frustrating him right now. And that's not where you want to be as a Fogo. You want to be thinking a little bit differently. But good for Portsmouth. I mean, like you said, they got a string going here on the faceoffs.
Full recap coming your way tomorrow. The FNL NH Lacrosse Show presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. We get under air at 9 a.m. We get on the air, underway, at 9 a.m. Coach Hetler, the founder of the New Hampshire Tomahawks, the head coach of BG, joins me in studio. Got a full-packed show tomorrow. We'll talk girls lacrosse with Jim Maxwell of Hollis Brookline. And we may have an in-studio appearance tomorrow as well. I'm going to tease it like that. But it's the most action-packed Sunday morning show you are going to find. Again, the FNL NH Lacrosse Show presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Nick Anastas, along with celebrity Roger Howe, who's been shaking hands and kissing babies since we got here. One of the bigger crowds we've seen, regardless of division, Roger, on hand here in North Manchester tonight.
Yeah, that's exciting. I really love this stuff. This is good.
All right. Good chance here for the Clippers to re-grab or reestablish that 2-goal lead they held moments ago. Again, a methodical possession coming out of the timeout. Coming up on 90 seconds to go here in this second quarter. Portsmouth has never trailed tonight. Dylan Rolfs up top. Durkin shot. A little wide to the near side right, out of play. Restarted by Heidinger.
Not a bad choice of shots there from Durkin. He's got a rifle. He can score from there.
Scored twice already in this first half.
Yeah, Coach Fisher's got some timeouts here too, so watch for last possession and Portsmouth to retain possession if we get some flying shots going out of bounds here.
Well, good defensive sequence here by Derryfield. They're switching well.
Yeah, nice
spin, kind of a forced shot there from Muldari. Out of play, foot race won by Schneider. Second time he's done that for Derryfield.
Yeah, the ref was right there. Extension of his stick.
Inside of a minute now. Schneider, the senior, throws a pass off the back foot. Taken by Silvio, trying to race to the cone. Now spins back middle. Avoids a slap attempt there by O'Neill to clear it. Up ahead, Dean.
Oh, nice play.
Shabbat, shot.
Oh, it goes
score.
in.
Despite the fact that the goaltender, Michaelitis, got a piece of that ball, it ends up in the net, and we're back to a 1-goal difference with 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Yeah, Chaz Dean could have taken a shot there, and he didn't. He chose to go down low to the attackman, and just as he was getting that shot off, Gersh was able to kind of get a little muscle into it, and off the check, it just dribbles in.
So Cole Giersch makes it now 4-3. No, 4-4, excuse me. As we're back to an even game. Final 20 seconds. Portsmouth, they want the lead at halftime. O'Neill against Mancini, up top.
No.
Heidinger, tough shot. Ends up in the stick of the goaltender, Schneider, without a problem. Goaltender looks at the scoreboard, down to 5 seconds. Outlet taken middle of the field, Etzo throws a lengthy pass down the field. The whistle's going to stop things with just inside of 5 seconds to go as we get a timeout from the Derryfield sideline.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Portsmouth call a timeout there. They had the ball at X, 27 seconds on the clock. You call a timeout, you run a play, and you don't shoot from way outside the top of the box and get a turnover. Allow Derryfield a chance here with 4.9.
Well, Portsmouth held a 2-0 lead, Roger. Just outside of 2 minutes to go. Derryfield's Etzo and Gersh scoring back-to-back goals to tie this game at 4. A 4-4 game at halftime, Roger, benefits who? Portsmouth or Derryfield?
Boy, I would expect...
Given the way this first half has gone.
Yeah, probably Derryfield just because they're at home.
It seems like Portsmouth has won the time of possession battle, too.
They have.
And have played with the lead more often than not. So I think a 4-4 tie is okay with Coach Hetler.
Yeah.
5 seconds still to go, but.
Yeah, he's had some games this year that it's been just like this. So.
Yeah. Long outlet, Dean. Take a very long shot, actually put it on cage. Testing Michaelitis. Makes the stop from his knees, and that'll do it. For the first half, 4-4. Our score at the break, two undefeated teams measuring each other through now 24 minutes of action. Coming up at halftime, an out-of-town scoreboard look. A lot of games played today already. There's some in action as well. We get you that. A full recap of the first half and a preview of the second half as well. 4-4. Here in the Queen City. Right back to the Derryfield School in just a few moments. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today. Well, we've got a 4-4 game here at halftime between two unbeaten behemoths in Division II. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. Derryfield and Portsmouth tied through 24 minutes. As this one really back and forth, blow for blow. Scoreless through the first 7 minutes of the contest. Portsmouth's Mike Durkin made it 1-0. Durkin, first of two in that first half. Closing seconds, first quarter, Chaz Dean tied the game for the home team at 1 apiece. That's where we were after one quarter. Durkin's second goal came 32 seconds into the second quarter. Again gave the Clippers a one-goal edge at 2-1. Freshman Chilton Cabot on a great cross-the-zone feed, able to finish for Derryfield, tying the game again at 2. Portsmouth's Dom Maldari gave the visitors a 3-2 edge with inside of 5 minutes to go in that first half. And then Portsmouth taking advantage of some Derryfield mistakes. They score on an EMO. Houston Heidinger made it 4-2, but then the final 2 minutes, Roger, belonged to the Cougars. Ryan Etzo, Cole Giersch coming back over the final 2:03 to tie the game at 4, and that is where we are with the third quarter now looming.
Yeah, and two really good lacrosse goals by Derryfield there. Derryfield's finding their seams really low, like goal line extended in that 3x3 range. They've had a couple of goals down low that involved Chabot, the assists. So they're doing what they need to do to penetrate down low, and they are testing the Portsmouth goalie. He's got 5 saves so far. In the Derryfield goalie, Snyder, who appears to be going to start the second half, which is kind of a change. We haven't seen that consistently out of Derryfield, but both sides are playing great ball. With the exception of those EMO goals. I call that one prior to the real EMO goal and EMO goal to my mind because of the timing of it. But hey, the keys to the second half in my mind, Derryfield's got to stay out of the box, number one. Portsmouth has probably just a little bit less sharp on some of their inside shots that are not getting through. They're just not getting through. That's it. I mean, otherwise, 4-4 doesn't mean there's a whole lot wrong out there.
Right. Both defenses have been pretty good overall. Face-off X has been relatively even. By my count, Derryfield a slight edge there, 5-4. But both goaltenders, I thought, Roger, as you highlighted, at times stole the show in that first half.
Yeah, and I think that Michaelitis got tested just a little bit more than Snyder did. But we'll see. Let's see if Smith can pick up where he left off at the X. They bring Brown out to the LSM slot again, which is been a strength of theirs.
Smith and Carpentier, it's been fun to watch. Smith initially had an inside scoop, going to stick with it. O'Neill bumped off the spot for Portsmouth, hacking, and then finally it's Derryfield's Duggan Brewer-Little who is able to secure it and ultimately win the face-off for Derryfield. So, Cougars, a chance for their first lead here, Roger. They trailed throughout most of that first half. They tied the game at 3 different points, including just prior to halftime, but have not played with the lead so far, and that's, of course, a position they're unaccustomed to being in.
Yeah, definitely.
Both teams 8-0 coming in. A potential championship preview, perhaps, in Division II.
Oh, nice snag.
Backdoor, the plot foiled. The long pole, Owen Ingerson, able to disrupt things for Portsmouth. His teammate Peter Wool comes up with the clear near side. Now O'Neill with a touch, goal line extended. And with a minute gone by, third quarter, the Clippers are in business.
Yeah, every one of those defenders has to be 6 feet or more, and that certainly paid off there with that high pick.
Amend. Yeah, big guys with some stick skills, as we've seen.
Yeah, they've got
as well. Shot well wide from top of the box there.
Yeah, I mean, Fitzpatrick and Ingerson are both on the All-State watch list. And don't take anything away from Mr. Wool. He's got some skills, too.
Yeah. Again, this is a Derryfield group with some seniors, but primarily the meat and potatoes, so to speak, made up by this talented junior class. Shot from Muldari, wide. Heidinger going to put it back in play. Pass taken by Muldari near side, trying to get inside of Dean. But there's Schneider. The last man standing, coming up with the stop on the doorstep for Derryfield. Outlet taken by Mancini. Pass thrown behind the target, Silvio, but he makes a good catch, then loses the ball here on the near wing. Trying to find it. 4 players now in the scrum. Dean comes away with it, spins out of trouble to the far side, and has it safe and sound for Derryfield. Ground ball goes the Cougar way. 2 minutes gone by, third quarter. Again, the home team seeking their first lead of the game. Meanwhile, Coach Vischer up and down. That Portsmouth sideline now down on one knee, trying to coach up the defense.
Throws it out of bounds.
Etzo trying to find Cabot. Freshman couldn't catch up with him.
Looked like Fitzpatrick got a late check there as his follow-through on the pass.
2 consecutive turnovers forced by the Clipper defense. They come up with the clear. And now Ingerson going to give way here to the attack unit as the wind begins to pick up. 3 minutes into this third quarter.
Yeah, I like that save that Snyder made on Muldari. Just the prior series, he did not fool for or bite on the fake that he put in, and he just stood tall. He was right there.
Well, patience, the name of the game at times in that first half for Portsmouth. Durkin, just as I say that, tries to force the issue through 2 defenders, loses it.
Oh,
scooped
snag.
Up by Little, and then taken right back by Muldari, knocked to his knees, quickly regains the balance, able to keep it away from Little, gets it to his teammate. And now again, Portsmouth a chance to settle in. Heidinger looking for the inside step. Rushes that shot, goes wide and high, and will stay with the Clippers.
Wald got a late check there on Heidinger, which forced the shot to go high. Another bat down.
Yeah. Seen that a few times both ways. Meanwhile, Smith denied. Schneider read his mind there along the near side post. Both goaltenders really have, as I mentioned, come to the forefront in this one. Outlet by Dean, in and out of the head of his stick, and then taken away by Muldari. Third turnover of this third quarter for the home team. Muldari has shown the speed.
He's gassed.
Yeah. Says, here, get this out of my stick. I'm going to take a breath.
Yeah, he's gone up and down the field at least 5 times since the face-off. So
his teammate Keegan Myers takes over. I believe his father, Mike Myers, was in the crowd speaking with us.
Yes.
Before the game.
Yeah.
Longtime youth coach out in Portsmouth, talking up this talented junior squad, Roger. They won 4 NHIAA championships.
Yeah,
coming up together.
Seacoast Youth Lacrosse has always been a powerhouse in NHIAA. Back in the day.
Shot, nice. Score. It's hat trick time for Mike Durkin. A great move along the far wing, and the junior representing that talented junior class with a great shot there, Roger.
Yeah, and Heidinger just threads the needle there on the assist and gets it right inside to him. Snyder's been standing tall here in the third quarter, but he was a sitting duck there, and he's just too good a lacrosse player to miss that.
So Durkin, 5 minutes in, third quarter. Puts Portsmouth out in front once again, 5-4. The 4th different time the Clippers have taken a 1-goal lead.
There's another one.
Nick Smith gets the 5th face-off win.
Impact.
But a better play defensively for Little, who was then knocked down. Flag going to fly, and whistles are going to blow it. 2 flags down on the field here.
Yeah, we're going to get a slash on Mike O'Neill there. I think he hit... no, he's gonna flag Heidinger.
Well, here we see, on the replay here, as Little comes with a swiping strike down with that long pole, took it out of Smith's hands.
Cross check.
Yeah.
Cross-check on Heidinger. So
and then that must have been before the cross-check.
It
right?
was. It
the
was
replay?
right at the tail end of that replay. You can see number 5 coming in with both hands.
Just the second Cougar penalty goes against the senior Houston Heidinger, who scored back in that first half. Second EMO for Derryfield. First minute EMO. Their previous trip was just 30 seconds long back in the first half. Great chance for the home team to tie the game yet again.
Watch Shazdean.
Back door. Instead, it's Silvio. Great dodge. Better stop. Michaelitis slams the lid on the jar at the last split second. Ball still loose near side. Coming out of the fray is Keegan Myers. But Myers, well, just too many white jerseys around. Ultimately, it ends up with Derryfield. Dean across the way. Carpentier fakes the pass. Now goes back up top.
Good patience.
We are down to 10 seconds on the EMO. We're at the midway point, third quarter. Up top, Etzo giving room. Shot. No way. This is Michaelitis. The junior's been in the zone. Loose ball, though, again goes to the Cougars. Up top for Carpentier. Off balance. Then his pass broken up.
Nice.
Scooped up by Portsmouth's Wool. Wool near side in and out of the stick of Mulderry. Now it's Cabot. Fakes an inside move, goes around to the right. Cabot flicks a high pass that's in and out of the stick of his teammate Carpentier. Turned over. Myers now in a foot race for Portsmouth, right to left. Myers past the second defender. Myers to the cage, denied by Schneider. Low stop, he's down on his knees and he fishes it out, ultimately at the top of the crease.
Wow.
Good back and forth action here in Manchester. Now Schneider. Here he comes, he draws the flag. Penalty coming against Portsmouth. Schneider going to come near side. Cabot flicks it back to the top of the box for Exo. Exo swings it far side. Pass taken in by Colby Muse. Muse's shot deflected. This one's going to roll all the way back to midfield. Exo scoops it up, takes a breath. Play continues for Derryfield. Inside of 5 minutes now, third quarter. Pass near side. Exo gets a screen. Frees himself up left side. Comes near side. Silvier. Shot, though, is jammed up. Loose far side, and ultimately Portsmouth comes up with it. Then we get the whistle as finally Ryan Patton able to kill the play. All that coming with 4:37 to go in this third quarter. Pace of play picking up here with Portsmouth out in front 5-4, but again a penalty coming against the Clippers.
Yeah, that's going to go against number 3, Mike O'Neill, and that's a slash. He slashed down here on the goalie, and
you called it.
And it was clear. It was clear. But, boy, the back and forth action here because of unforced errors.
Yeah, a lot of balls in and out of sticks.
Yeah.
A lot of ground balls that just have continued to evolve.
You think,
lengthy ground balls, I guess.
Yeah. So this is a new set for them. 2-2 coming outside.
Shot, far side, wide. That's Alexander Murray.
Boy, they are getting bodies in front of shots here today, Nick. I don't think I've seen so many bodies getting hit with shots in a long time.
That allowed Portsmouth Ryan Edwards and the goaltender Michaelitis to get to it and secure the Clipper possession.
Good stick handling by Ingwerson.
Against the ride, Ingwerson ultimately clears it. The long pole runs into his own teammate, though, and lost it from behind. Now Little trying to dig. Ball kicked far side. Ingwerson still with it. Trying to be bumped off the spot by Wold. Ultimately, though, it's Portsmouth who has it. Rather than try and force something there, Amend is going to pull it back out. And now, again, the instructions coming from the Portland sideline. Portsmouth sideline. Coach Vischer says slow it down here with 3.5 to go, third quarter.
That's a smart play. Smart. That's what you want to do.
Shot. Heidinger rings the post. Goes out of play far side. Schneider in a race with O'Neill. Won by O'Neill. It'll stay at this end. Well, we were tied at halftime, 4-4. And here we are with 3 minutes and change to go, third quarter. A 5-4 Portsmouth lead. The lone goal of the second half coming from Mike Durkin.
Oh, nice cut.
Who has scored 3 times. Amend, a shot on the move. Wide left, out of play, near corner. Stay again with the visitors. Derryfield really coming out and challenging all the way to the near sideline. Amend now on the far side. Heidinger.
Clearing out for him.
Yep. Closest defender there is Etzo. Gets around Etzo. Shot jammed up far post. Heidinger went flying. Whistle.
In the crease.
Yep. Give it back to Derryfield here with inside of 3 minutes now, third quarter.
Yeah, this is referee Kerry Whidden. He's a veteran ref. Along with Tim Lund, the other ref. They were right there.
Yeah.
Right there on the call.
Two-man crew done a great job so far. They've been busy.
They have.
3 penalties, I believe, each way. Is it 3 or?
Oh, you got it. 3-3.
All right. Dean shuffling the feet. Not going to fool the men. Going to get rid of it. Etzo now giving plenty of room up top. The defender Brown giving him space.
Nice play.
Shot. Murray bounces high, rolls out of play. Freshman Cabot will put it back in play.
Another touch by the defense.
Yeah.
Another.
Seen that a lot, whether it's been on a pass or a shot, really.
Exactly. Oh, another one.
Yep. Pass broken up. Taken off the turf. Henry Fitzpatrick, the senior.
Did a little dangle there.
Another one of these big-bodied defenders for Portsmouth. His pass broken up. Knocked down by Wold of Derryfield. Wold trying to stay with it in front of his own sideline. Cannot. Stepped out of bounds. Good defensive pressure there applied by Fitzpatrick.
Another tip.
That ends up being a high pass. Schneider behind the cage gets to it. Schneider, who's been an active part of this clear. Again, well outside the cage. Pass taken in by Silvio, ultimately.
He's got room.
Coming near side, given a little bit of space by Mulderry. Pulls it back out here. And the attack ready to reset. Final minute 25. Derryfield looking for their first goal since halftime. Hoping to tie the game at 5. Defenses have been very good, really, since the get-go.
Here's that invert again. Watch the 1-4 here. Watch the crease guys.
Carpentier.
See how they form out.
Trying to shake off Myers far side. Myers not giving an inch. Back up top, Murray. Murray to the right. It's a good screen.
Got a release.
Enough room for the shot, but it goes wide.
Yeah, a little confusion there on the top and the screen between the two Clipper defenders. Murray had a wide open shot there.
Good screen by Dean, too. Set a good hard pick. All right, final 40 seconds.
Yeah, this will be.
You want one shot here if you're Derryfield?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep. You want to go into the fourth, as we started the game.
Yep. Right. Tied at 1-1 after 1, 4-4 after 2.
Wow.
Boy, Portsmouth, that defense forcing turnovers here in this third quarter.
Oh, they're letting
There's
them play.
a hit.
They're letting them play.
Dean, physical player, down on his knees for Derryfield after sending Portsmouth's Ryan Edwards to the carpet.
He did catch it. He caught it.
Flag back behind the play at midfield.
Wow. I think he called that on Derryfield.
Well, here comes the hit.
He's going to call a hold here.
As you see Edwards breaking out of the fray and then comes over as Dean levels the boom, lowers the boom. Yep. It's called for the push as Edwards went sprawling.
Yeah, they let him play there because Mulderry on his defensive side of the field here on that dodge by Derryfield, he got him up underneath the chin, so they let him go there, and then that subsequent hit here about half field, that could have been called too.
So Dean down on his knee. It's a 30-second penalty. Portsmouth going to swallow this one and come out with possession to begin the fourth quarter. 5-4. The Clippers leading the battle of the unbeatens by the slimmest of margins. A 1-goal difference. Will Portsmouth come away with this one 9-0, or will the 3-time defending champion Cougars find some fourth quarter magic? We begin to find out the answer next. You are watching the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our
broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Start of the fourth quarter here in Manchester. Portsmouth leading Derryfield 5-4. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. Both teams undefeated. Perfect 8-0 coming in. Portsmouth, they've played with the lead more often than not. Leads of 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 4-2, and now 5-4 as we begin the fourth quarter. This game was all even at 4 at halftime, so just the one goal in the third quarter. It came from Portsmouth's Mike Durkin, who has scored 3 of the 5. For Portsmouth, the senior has looked good. And right now, the Clippers, perhaps hoping to take the torch, so to speak, in Division II from the 3-time champion Cougars, at least coming out of this one here midway through the regular season.
Indeed. And one thing I did not expect in this game was a second and third quarter filled with penalties. But, hey, no face-off because of the hold at the end of the third. And Portsmouth will start off with the ball with their EMO. So here they go, keeping it on the perimeter. They don't have much time. That was a 30-second penalty.
I may have misspoken, Roger, and I was quickly corrected by some of the Derryfield folks. Meanwhile, another doorstep stop out of play. Derryfield, they won it 4 in a row. Is that right? 16, 17, 18, and 19?
Yes.
Yes, wins over Hollis, Brookline, Portsmouth twice in 17 and 18, and then Winnicott. So I stand corrected. Meanwhile, this is Will Mancini, the long pole. Knocked down, Mulderry trying to get to that ground ball. Now they'll blow it dead, but a hold is going to come here. Another flag, as the penalties have been called here with consistency.
Yeah, I mean, 2 disciplined, well-skilled teams, and here we are with 7 penalties within 20 minutes. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. But neither team has really been able to capitalize on their EMO, and they've been short penalties too. There's been, several 30-second penalties. You got to keep things moving on those.
All right, Derryfield looking for their first goal since the final minute of the first half. Minute gone by, 10 seconds to go on this EMO. Far side, Etzo.
Watch Murray.
This is Murray. Pass, gets away from Silvio, off target.
Offsides.
Yeah, way offsides.
What was
mental slip there by Ryan Patton. Just couldn't help himself, saw the ball coming towards him. Meanwhile, Coach Vischer upset with the call.
Oh, because the penalty expired. He may have a point there.
He's furious.
Yeah, he may have a point there. Mulderry was coming in out of the box. You can still see Mulderry there, but there's no time left on the penalty. And that's like coming out of the penalty box in hockey and getting the puck off a rebound and going in and scoring. This is what Coach Vischer is adamant about right now.
He's so heated he had to go down on one knee.
Yeah.
Try and calm himself down.
Yeah.
A lengthy discussion over there with your friend Kerry. And ultimately it's not going to change the call. It'll stay with Derryfield.
Yeah, that'll be the first thing I do when I get home tonight is go to this minute mark and look at that again, because I think he has a point there. And
I hope that's not the first thing you do.
Well, might crack open one, but
right. Meanwhile, Silvio.
Oh, nice look.
High post.
Good collapse.
Oh, boy, you're right. 3 different Portsmouth defenders surround
perfect
Carpentier, and then a quick clear. Here come the Clippers. Defense. Near side, Heidinger. Defense. Across the box, shot. Didn't come up cleanly.
Hit a body.
It was Rolfs. I think you're right. Either the defender hit the stick or the shot hit the defender. Either way, it didn't get through cleanly. Although the Clippers get to that loose ball, the ground ball, and have it here with a 5-4 lead, 2 minutes gone, fourth quarter.
Boy, they came in hard on that, and they had numbers. Derryfield was scrambling to get back and get set in a fast break rotation, and they just missed it. They just missed it.
Because the pass across the crease was there.
It was.
Meanwhile, Durkin, who has scored 3 times, he's been the high man for Portsmouth. Gets rid of it, far side of Mend. He's played well as well for Coach Vischer, who now has his mouth cupped on that far sideline, yelling out the play. Portsmouth, I'd say they've won the possession battle to this point. Roger, you agree?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Which has been a factor. They've been poised on the attack more often than not, as is the case here. Good physical defensive play may have disrupted the pass. Ball back to Derryfield here, 3 minutes gone, fourth quarter.
Yeah, and by possessing the ball the way they have on offense, they've really they've eliminated a lot of the fast breaks that Derryfield usually thrives on.
All right, there's the goaltender Schneider, who has come up to midfield on the clear a lot in this one. Does so there successfully for Derryfield, and now Carpentier trying to settle in. Coach Hetler on the sidelines. This is where he makes his money, right, Roger?
You got it.
Late in the fourth quarter, tight games. We've seen the Cougars prevail time and time again.
Defense again down low.
But right now, this Portsmouth defense up to the task. They swarm Etzo on that far side, and they produce another turnover behind the cage.
Wow, we haven't had a defense swarm like this since we've seen the BG defenders. They are right there all the time. Great pass.
How about this? Yeah, the outlet goes to midfield. Smith takes one hit, maintains his balance, and then gets rid of it. Mulderry will swing it near side, and again, the attack is able to set up. Portsmouth shutting out the 4-time defending Derryfield Cougars here in this second half, as we're now
nice move.
4 minutes deep into the fourth quarter. Bouncer won't go for Mulderry.
He should have stayed in his left hand. He should have stayed in his left hand.
Yeah, trying to switch, come across the body to the right in traffic.
He was moving to his left, and he had his left hand out, and then he tried to change hands as he was approaching the goal, and it threw his mechanics off.
Meanwhile, Smith, bouncer, Schneider says no. Goaltending has been excellent both ways. As Jackson Snyder, the senior, on his way to Maryville again.
Oh, nice move.
Helping out on the crease here, clears. Comes across midfield. It's over to Murray. Murray wants the inside step on the bigger defender. That's Fitzpatrick, who lowers his shoulder.
Wow.
Derryfield wanted a whistle. They won't get it. Meanwhile, Michaelitis in some trouble now after leaving the cage. The ball eventually is picked up by Portsmouth's Brown near side. His pass, though, flies over the head of Heininger and out of play along these near sidelines back over to Derryfield.
Yeah, if you're a defender coming up that far into the alley and you've got nothing in front of you, you got to roll back. You got to roll back, protect the ball, wait till your middies come out of the defensive zone towards the midfield. Derryfield's covering up very well the attack for the Clippers.
5 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. The lone goal in this second half came about 5 minutes into the third quarter. That was from Mike Durkin. It's been all defense both ways since. Meanwhile, Chaz Dean scored the first Derryfield goal. It's been kind of quiet since, at least as far as the score sheet is concerned. He's been active in other ways, and here he is trying to direct things on the attack. The defender is Brown. Now Cabot, touch far wing, back up top for Dean. Coming up at the midway point, fourth quarter. Dean and Brown, one of the more intriguing matchups in this one. Brown the long pole. Dean going to backtrack nearly to midfield. Finds Chilton far side. Chilton trying to dodge towards the net, but a good recovery there by the big defender, Wool. Forces it back up top for Dean. Dean being hounded by Brown. Far side, Silvio. Little jab, back out to Dean. Just nowhere to go, Roger. This defense rock solid.
There is a wall in front of every white jersey out there right now.
Dean. Near side, Murray. Derryfield trying to find some movement here away from the ball.
The defense is very much in sync. Not hearing a tremendous amount of chatter out there, but they seem to know where everybody else is out there.
Right. Silvio took his eye off it. Patton made a play for it. Silvio ultimately recovers for Derryfield, and now Cabot again harassed on the far side by Wool. Long Derryfield possession coming up on nearly 5 minutes to go.
Little two-man here.
Jilton, shifty, Pasto knocked down along the near post. Nicolaitis comes up with it safely for Portsmouth. Nearly a 2-minute possession there by the Cougars. Comes away empty. Now Portsmouth against the ride. The long pole. Brown is going to clear it.
Watch.
Pass, though, broken up, stolen. Picked off cleanly. Tyler Lattieri. Schneider comes back near side. Handling a hot pass off the bounce is Andrew Wald. Wald.
Good hustle by
with
O'Neal.
The bandana streaking out from underneath the back of the helmet. Gets rid of it for Etzo. Etzo left side. He is relentlessly being chopped at. Yeah, by the defender Ingwerson.
Jeez.
Back out for Etzo, and again, a chance for Coach Hetler to set something up here as we come down the stretch. Closing in on 4 minutes, still a 1-goal game.
Great end-to-end action here. Really good.
Derryfield, meanwhile, they've started to control possession a little more often than not in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose a possession here and not capitalize now. Oh, yep.
Taking a hit on the catch, Carpentier. Good catch, too, by the way, Roger. That one high and behind him.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
Yeah, Myers got him across the back, and he's going to go for a push. I think Coach Hetler would rather have the ball in the net right now than go double dip. So it's a technical, so he's not going to get that if they score, but I think he wants the ball going. Oh.
Murray up top, too high. Gets away from Dean out of bounds, and now with 3.5 to go, we get the penalty. Portsmouth, they have never trailed tonight. Both teams have been hit with a fair amount of penalties. This will be a 30-second EMO. As the Portsmouth defender, Keegan Myers, the junior midfielder, will be on his knee in the box for the next 30 seconds. All right, Derryfield have not scored since late in the first half. Trying to tie the game here. 20 seconds on the EMO, 3:20 to go in the quarter. Nice. Cabot, Silvio. X behind the cage.
Is that 1-4 again?
Murray, near wing, bouncer. A little wide, about 6 inches or so. Left of that near post. Out of play. Foot race is won by Carpentier of Derryfield, but only 6 seconds to go on the EMO. Silvio. Casual restart, far corner. Near side, Murray. Swung to Dean, back to even strength.
Oh.
And then miscommunication.
That's over and back.
Dean and Etzo are usually on the same page, not that time. Over and back, gives it to Portsmouth. It's a big turnover.
It's a fast whistle.
It comes inside of 3 minutes. Now Durkin loses it. A flag flies.
It's gonna be a slash.
From the far side wing. Play is stopped.
Boy,
and a slash coming against Derryfield.
Yeah, that'll be Liam Hill with the slash on Durkin. I think Chaz Dean saw out of the corner of his eye the penalty had expired, and the Portsmouth defender was coming in off the face-off X, and I think he saw that out of the corner of his eye just as he was passing, and he didn't want to get the ball picked off, and that's ultimately what happened with the ball going out over the teammate's head.
So Liam Hill, Roger, one of the 3 goalies listed on the roster. Talked about Schneider. We know about, of course, Ryan Caparelli. Hill listed as a goaltender. Not the goalie on that play, and not the result he wanted. Being flagged for a minute penalty here with his club trailing 5-4.
Yeah, and he's going to LaSalle outside of Boston as a goalie.
Yeah.
And he's out there with a long pole in his hand.
Yeah. Good problem to have.
I guess.
3 talented goalies.
Yeah.
All right, but this, not a good problem to have if you're Coach Hetler. Derryfield Shorthanded here. Clock ticking towards 2 minutes.
If I'm Vischer, I run this clock down for a 10-second last shot. Just kill the clock here.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time. You're up by 1.
Shot.
Off the post.
Yeah. High ricochet. Ultimately going to end up with Little of Derryfield. Little takes a shot after the whistle. Here comes the flag.
We got 2 flags here now.
Well,
definitely.
The one that we saw here on the near side was thrown by the official, Tim Lunn. It came about 2 seconds after the whistle and after a hit here right in front of the home fans. There it is.
Up high, that's why.
And it was also after the whistle.
Yeah.
It's against Portsmouth's Mike Durkin, who has been the high goal scorer today. He's scored 3 times for Portsmouth. The only player to score multiple goals. This penalty comes with still 10 seconds remaining on Hill's penalty for Derryfield. Clock frozen inside at 2 minutes, minute 56 to be exact here. Fourth quarter, Portsmouth in front 5-4.
All right, so that's going to be a cross check on Durkin. I'm running out of space on my scorecard for penalties.
Been a lot of penalties.
A lot of penalties. I'm really surprised, actually.
Only one official EMO goal, however.
Yeah.
Right. As a result of those penalties, that came back in the first half. 3:41 to go, second quarter. Houston Heidinger scored for Portsmouth. So the defenses, which fits into the bigger theme, I think, today, have played well, shorthanded or not, right?
Indeed, they have. A lot of bat downs, a lot of picks. The defense on both sides have been aggressive. I want to see what happens here because I thought referee Lund called simultaneous penalties here, and I do see 22 Cabot in the box right now. So I saw the cross check. I'm not sure what Cabot's in there for. But it looks
they don't have Cabot listed on the scoreboard.
No,
it's only a minute.
Okay.
Against Durkin.
Yeah, Durkin, and then the subsequent
Cabot is getting ready to come on here at the end of the Derryfield penalty.
Okay, so in Hill's penalty is just over. So that's
right. So now it's 6 on 5 for the next 45 seconds, but only 100 seconds to go in the game. So we're getting ready for a crazy finish, perhaps, as we creep toward the end of this fourth quarter. Derryfield, they have never held the lead tonight, trying to come up with their 5th equalizer of the game. Silvio. Brown not biting it. Good defensive play, staying home. 20 seconds on the EMO, minute 15 in the game. Backdoor, good pass. Chilton fakes the first shot, then Michaelitis stuffs him upstairs. Comes away with the ball for Portsmouth, and we're down to a minute to go. Clipper fans like that.
10-man ride coming. 10-man ride.
Michaelitis fakes the pass right, comes near side. Work in the middle of the field. This is a foot raise, trying to keep it away from Mancini. Crosses midfield, he finds Durkin, then we get a timeout from the sideline with 46 seconds to go. Clipper fans, they've made the drive from the seacoast. They have shown support here in Manchester for their club, and now in the driver's seat as their team looking for a 9-0 start if they can beat the 4-time undefeated champion Derryfield Cougars.
Boy, Cabot, he comes up with some stuff in the 2 games we've done. He's been this mystery attackman that comes in, and he dangles right in front of the goalie and gets past the defender. And but Molinari just comes in and just makes a great save. Watch this little dangle he does right there and goes up high, and Molinari just doesn't bite on it.
Read it the whole way.
He does not bite. He's cool in the cage.
Good pass.
Yeah.
Good shot fake. Better save in the end.
Yeah, and you know, how many times has that happened down low tonight with Derryfield? Their EMO is pretty sharp when they can get the ball into that small area in front of the goaltender.
But in the end, you can't account for a good goaltender, right?
No. And one thing I want to say here before we have a whistle to start play again, if I were Portsmouth, I would have not called the timeout at that point in the positioning of the ball on the field. I would have taken it all the way to X, get it at X, and then call the timeout. Now they've got a trap up top.
Yep.
And they could have taken a little bit more time off the clock. We'll see what happens.
Coach
here.
Vischer is going to trust his guy, senior Mike Durkin, who has scored 3 times today. Broken stick. Mancini lost the head of his stick. Durkin's still with it all the way beyond the cage now, near side, taken over by Heidinger. Down to 30 seconds.
This is where you want the ball when you're trying to protect the lead. You want it behind goal line extended, not out front.
Amend. Trying to swim away from 2 defenders. Third man comes over. That's Little. Hacking 20 seconds. Amend. Playing keep away here. Whistle. Timeout, Portsmouth. You like that one, Roger?
I like that one because they were swarming, and the ball's out front.
Right.
If it's out back, you let it go. You let it go. But he could not afford a turnover with about 20 seconds on the clock there.
Right.
Yeah.
16.6 remaining. Second half, Portsmouth, a 5-4 lead. Looking to go 9-0. Coming up after the game, a full recap and a full scoreboard. I promised that at halftime. I lied. This time I'm not lying.
It's a third game in a row you lied.
We'll get to, I'm a liar.
I do all this work for you on Twitter and, prepping you, and I hand you these
That's why I'm going to make sure we get to it.
Softballs on scores. And
I'm going to make sure we get to it in the post game. That's a promise.
And I know I got to keep doing that because when you asked me what that Twitter avatar was tonight, right. I had to, had to think about it.
Right, you do.
Well, you're a multi-sport guy. I'm kind of a lacrosse junkie, so.
Well, you're the go-to guy, so for sure. All right, still, Roger, unfinished business here, 16-6. I imagine if you're Portsmouth, more of the same, right? Protect the ball, run out the clock.
Yeah, I've seen this a lot in the last couple of weeks watching NCAA action. You get the ball. They're going to be up top here, obviously, with the ball, but watch what they do with the ball. Let's see if they don't just launch it up in the air in the last 4 or 5 seconds, or just roll it into the corner and, create a scrum. This could be a dangerous spot. I mean, can Derryfield in their quick transition game in speed, if they get it in the right we got a stick check here.
Yeah, they're going to check Chaz Dean's stick.
And something else.
In his spikes?
It looks like a DWI test.
Well, the equipment, a big part of lacrosse, as opposed to maybe some other sports. There's a constant eye towards the equipment, towards the shoes, towards the spikes, towards the depth of the head of the stick. You know all about that, Roger. You used to run a sports equipment store over there.
Yes, we did. And, Tim Lunn is calling over the senior official, Kerry Witten, and they want to make sure that they get this right. I wonder what prompted this by Portsmouth. You mentioned that Chaz had a goal here. I don't have him on the scorecard.
Who scored the first one?
I had, and maybe I got it wrong. Yeah, maybe I do have it wrong. Yeah, illegal stick. Illegal stick. That's,
Coach Hetler stoic in his reaction on the Derryfield sideline. The Portsmouth sideline enjoying it.
I take that back. You are correct. He got the first goal of the game, and he's been
held off the sheet since.
He has one assist on Cabot's first goal, or Cabot's only goal, but this isn't going to call the goal back. So I'm not quite sure what strategy this.
Well,
does.
Roger, why don't you do the listeners a favor, do me a favor, frankly, and explain what the potential consequences could be here with the stick violation.
I mean, at this stage in the game with 16 seconds, now Coach Hetler is going to play tit for tat here, and he's going to have a clipper stick check. Normally, in the course of the game, you would have a stick check that could erase a goal. It could create a penalty. And
what is that based on? Discretion from the officials?
No, there are certain regulations of a stick. Pocket size is the biggest thing.
Right, but in terms of the punishment,
other than a 1 minute penalty.
Right.
Yeah. that's about it. I mean, there are certain levels of penalties as well. If the officials don't think that and that one passes. That one passes muster.
That was Dylan Rolfs.
Yeah. They can demand that the stick leave the game and never come back in. They can say to the player, make a correction with your side strings or the strings that are more than 3 inches long, which back in the day used to have feathers and strings and everything going everywhere. But this is much more important here. Let's see what they're up to, and we'll certainly get an explanation after the game.
Final 16 seconds. The officials still in communication with the sidelines. By the way, Dean hit with the minute penalty.
Yeah. That's the normal result of a stick that's found to be illegal.
Here we go. Dom Muldari, 16 seconds. Portsmouth
get it to X.
Closing in on their 9th win of the season. Mancini trying to stay with him inside of 10 seconds. Muldari, as good a footwork as anybody, takes a hit. Getting hammered by the goaltender, and now Schneider going at it with O'Neill. The officials trying to break it up. Meanwhile, there's a player shaken up for Portsmouth. Schneider came in and started just hacking Malari as he was down on the ground. And just a good old-fashioned scrum after that. Here you see Schneider trying to come down 3 or 4 whips, and then had something for O'Neill afterwards as well.
Yeah, that was completely unnecessary, in my opinion.
Schneider was played excellent. Lacrosse here in goal tonight for Derryfield. Meanwhile, Mardari going to limp his way off the field.
Yeah, and Caparelli's going to come in to finish the 1.6 seconds left in the game here.
Meanwhile, some of the parents starting to jaw with one another here. Both Portsmouth and Derryfield. This Roger, is not going away, by the way. These two teams expected to perhaps be there in the end, a championship preview.
Yeah.
Again, I use the word perhaps. There's plenty of other teams in D2 that could be there. But there's some passion behind this one as Portsmouth comes away with a 5-4 victory on the road. The Clippers still unbeaten, now at 9-0. Derryfield, they suffer their first defeat. They slip to 8-1. A defensive-oriented second half, just 1 goal. Following halftime, it came in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter from Mike Durkin. And after that, it was save for save, defensive stop for defensive stop. An excellent overall defensive game played by both teams. We'll be back to talk about it, wrap it up, a look at the out-of-town scoreboard statewide as well. This was a good one, a lot to get to in just a moment. Portsmouth wins it 5-4. Right back to Manch, Vegas in a moment. You are watching the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and